and welcome to the fourth episode in our Protection podcast series in association with Royal London. Today we're going to talk about how value-added services included with protection policies can help reassure clients that they've chosen a value-for-money option. Hello and welcome to the fourth episode of our Protection podcast series in association with Royal London. I'm Lois Vallely, Chief Reporter at Money Marketing, and for this episode I am joined by Emma Astley, who is founder of Cover My Bubble, and Callum Rutherford, who is Business Development Manager at Royal London. Hello both, thank you so much for joining me.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, thanks for having us.
So I think it would be good maybe if we could start off with you each introducing yourself and saying a little bit about yourself, just for the benefit of our listeners. So should we go Emma first?
Yeah, of course. So I'm Emma from Cover My Bubble. We are a small family-run business, and we really mainly cover other people's families with the right protections. Really, it's something that I love doing. Very geeky about insurance and making sure families are covered, especially children as well.
Great. And Callum.
Yeah, no problem at all. So Callum Rutherford, Business Development Manager here at Royal London. I look after the northwest of England, so the whole sort of Lancashire area, inclusive. And I've been here now for 5 years, and I've had the pleasure of working alongside Emma and Cover My Bubble now for coming up for I think around 3 years, Emma, if that's right.
So, it is, yeah. Gosh, yeah. Wow.
Time flies.
Doesn't it just?
Great. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So today we're going to be looking at how value-added services included with protection policies can help reassure clients that they've chosen value for money. And we'll talk a bit about the benefits of having access to wellbeing services and support services at a time when people are struggling to get timely additional support from the NHS. Obviously, we're in this cost of living crisis. We know times are tight for everyone at the moment. And we don't know when this might change. So when choosing products and services, many consumers have changed their spending habits to make their money stretch further. I know I have. Emma, have you seen the rising cost of living impact clients' willingness to consider taking out protection?
Not so much the willingness to take out insurance. When families come through to us, they kind of get why they need to look at insurance and why they want to have that there for the mortgages or the partner or the children as well. But the conversations that we're having, we're making sure we're giving multiple options and we're giving them a good understanding in what's available within the market for them and the children, and even bump cover. But we're also then tweaking it to then suit the affordability, taking into account what is going to increase in the future. So we have a really good conversation with our clients, but not so much where they're going, oh gosh, I don't want to take insurance out yet because we can't afford it. They know that they need it after following us on social media, and they know then the importance of insurance and why they need it as a family.
Yeah, no, definitely. I do understand though that obviously it's sort of a thing in the future, maybe income protection, anything like that. Even any other kind of insurance, like I have pet insurance, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe I don't really need that because they're only 5 years old. They're pretty healthy. But how do you think people are more likely to be willing to spend part of their monthly budget on protection premiums if they know it includes tangible benefits they can use right away, rather than just something that might not even happen?
Yeah, definitely. I think you'd be surprised. We work with a lot of younger families, so aged between 20 and 45. And with social media and things happening to people and families, there's a lot of examples out there of families who have been affected without having insurance in place. And it's so difficult. So when they do contact us, we have a really good conversation of what's available, what's affordable. We talk a lot about the added benefits. That's something that we're always shouting about. And we've so many examples. Honestly, I share them with Callum, don't I, about how many clients have actually used GP services. We've had clients, their children, teenagers, using the mental health support. I could give you lists and lists of comments from our clients who have used these services, and they will choose the product with the GP services on there as opposed to insurers that don't have that option yet, because they really want that benefit for the families. It is important to them. It's really, really needed, unfortunately, at the moment.
Yeah, no, definitely. So I did just want to talk a bit about how plans which include these extra value benefits, like wellbeing and support services, can help bolster advisors' protection conversations. So I don't know if Callum, you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that as a BDM, we roll out daily, weekly, with our advisors to keep them up to speed. With the whole sort of well-being offering and support services that are attached to our products. And of late we've introduced our customer portal where the client can now register with that and get access to see their policies. They can make changes to their personal details on there. They can use Helping Hand from there. And I think Helping Hand in the new parts of it, especially the GP 24/7, the stories that Emma has, it's really something that is having an impact at the moment on clients taking out policies and advisors. The number of times that I roll out the new Helping Hand stuff and advisors say, "Oh, I think I'm going to have to get myself my own Royal London policy." So yeah, I definitely think that having these quality conversations with clients can definitely help advisors in supporting with the protection conversation they're having with clients.
And Emma, did you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, just what Callum said. It's, the conversations that we have, we always give comparisons between the market on what's available. We talk a lot about the children's critical illness cover as well, bump cover, which is 9 pregnancy complications. And there's only, so many different insurers that offer that product as well. So when we're having conversations, we talk about the plans of the families. Are they planning on having children? This is what is available as well. And then we talk about the added benefits, like, yes, you've seen our videos online. You said you wanted the GP services specifically just because, unfortunately, you're struggling with your surgery. And they will pay that little bit different to have the quality of product, but we still tweak things and, jiggle around with it until it is matching affordability for them as well. So, yeah, it's really, really needed at the moment.
No, I do. And I think wellbeing particularly has really sort of come to the fore, especially since the COVID pandemic. I know most people have struggled with some sort of mental health. I know I have, and many of my friends. And I think it's definitely sort of highlighted it as a much bigger issue than maybe it was in the past. So I think wellbeing services are really very important right now.
Absolutely. We've had clients, both male and female, using the services. But most recently, we had a 14-year-old girl who was struggling with anxiety and an eating disorder. She had waited for over 12 months for a GP to actually refer her. And I just saw online that, she reached out for some advice, really. And I just reminded her that, because we have to remind our clients, even I do, to say you have these benefits within your policy. So she reached out to Royal London. She booked 10 private sessions with an eating disorder mental health specialist. She went to her house, had these 10 sessions, and she's doing really, really well. She now understands her eating disorder. She's understanding the anxiety that she's having, and she's just improved massively. And she still hasn't had an appointment through yet from a GP. So she still would be waiting 18 months later. So that's just one example that I've got from clients who have used these amazing services. And for some, it's life-changing. It really, really is making an impact.
Yeah, no, definitely. Sorry, Callum, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say I've actually got a story to share myself of using Helping Hand. So I used the health hero part of Helping Hand Wellbeing at Christmas time there. It was actually after the year, 2nd of January, started to feel a bit unwell and got progressively worse. I didn't even try to ring my own GP through the NHS. I just jumped straight onto the Health Hero app, booked an appointment to the GP 24/7, and that was at around 4 o'clock on the 2nd of January. And I got the appointment the next morning on the 3rd of January, 8:30, had the full consultation, and I had the medication in my hand. You get a link with a prescription that you can take to any pharmacy. There's a small fee for the prescription, but the whole GP 24/7 Health Hero thing, there's no cost attached. It's completely a value added benefit that goes alongside the Royal London protection plans. I can't shout about it enough. I got the antibiotics, exactly when I needed them. I don't know what would have happened if I'd gone down the alternative route of calling my own GP. So, yeah, something that I like to shout about quite a lot.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Absolutely. We had a lady actually who a child was poorly, and she was on the phone to 111 and not getting through for over half an hour. And then when she did get through, she then said that, we'll wait and we'll call you back. After 12 hours, she still hadn't had a call back from 111 or a GP, but her child was getting a bit worse. But then I again reminded her about her GP that she could contact. She booked an appointment within an hour. She actually got that appointment, got that prescription, and after 48 hours, 111 still hadn't called her back, but she knew she had that medication and her child was improving. So it makes a massive difference, doesn't it? It's just so needed and easy to use as well for families. It's good.
No, it sounds really good. So off the back of that then, and I mean, we've already discussed it a bit, but Emma, do you think offering these sorts of tangible benefits to customers is a responsible step for providers to include with protection plans? And do you think your clients would feel they have an overall or well-rounded protection package for their family?
Yes, absolutely. I think it's a really good step, and to actually see some of the insurers improving their added benefits as well to make it more usable for clients is a really, really good step forward. And some insurers are working with us advisors, taking on board our experiences and how our clients are using them products, because clients will choose to pay £6 more a month to make sure they have the GP services on there for them and the children. So yeah, it's a really good step forward, and it's great to see more insurers offering the GP services as well.
Great. So I did just want to talk a little bit about the difference between like value and cheap, because I don't think they necessarily mean the same thing. And it's probably important with protection for people to remember what they're trying to protect and what they could lose if they make the wrong decisions. So Emma, what are your thoughts on that? The advantages for clients?
Absolutely. So it's not about talking about this product is the cheapest on the market. It's about talking about the family, what their needs are, what they need protecting, do they have children? And then these are the added benefits as well. So we have really good conversations to give them options. We then email them 5 or 6 different options to choose from with different variations. We always add the added benefits on there as well. And then they'll come back and again, we'll have a conversation between the difference between 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 insurers. But they will look at that their option and pay a little bit more because they know they're getting a better quality of product, but it's still good value because we've worked within their budget to make it the right cover for them.
Callum, what about you? What are your thoughts on sort of value versus price?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's something that we encourage as BDMs for the advisors that we look after, to have these value conversations with their clients as opposed to going with the cheapest product, and from working closely with Emma and other advisors, I know that these conversations are happening, and in the work that we do as BDMs and rolling out, propositional changes and showing Emma, the ins and outs of how products work and stuff, she can then take that to market and she can have these quality conversations with her advisors, with her clients. So yeah, 100% the value part does play a massive part, because if advisors are going purely on price and they're selling on price, then does the client actually know what they're getting, what's inclusive within their protection plan? No, they don't. They just think they're getting a cheap product. They don't know the ins and outs of the plan and what value-added benefits are attached to that. So, yeah, massively up on advisors having these value conversations around the additional benefits that are inclusive with the protection policies that we offer.
Yeah, and I don't think people on their own would necessarily look through the details of a plan. So I can definitely see how having someone do that.
They don't. I mean, the feedback that we get is when these envelopes, that come through the door with all your protection policies land underneath your letterbox, you just grab them and probably chuck it in a drawer and don't even look at them, do you? So now with the introduction of our customer portal, engaging, getting advisors to get their clients engaged with registering for that and talking them through the process of using Help in Hand, they can see the value of their product, they can see their plan summary, they can make changes, all the kind of things that I've highlighted already. So definitely, the advice model is great for best outcomes for clients.
Definitely. We've actually built our own PDF with an actual step-by-step of how to register for Helping Hands, links on where to find it, downloading the apps. We give examples on social media of videos of how to book an appointment, and we keep in contact with our clients as well. So by keeping in contact with them, one, we're finding out if they are struggling and they need some help. So we remind them about their Helping Hand and what they can use within that product and others. But also we've had three people that we've helped claim over the last 12 months that they didn't even know they could claim. That was a lady, 31, suffered a heart attack. A lady, a 14-year-old daughter going through kidney dialysis. And then a lady, her daughter had a brain tumour at the age of 14 months old. So by keeping in contact with our clients, we saw this were happening on social media, reached out, and now they've had 3 successful claims and used the Helping Hands as part of that process at such a difficult time. So it's the whole process, I think, for advisors to, make sure that they're improving each step to give that quality customer service and product to the client as well, but keeping it affordable because things are tough and things are increasing. Gosh, my mortgage goes up £377 in July, which is just horrendous. And that's just one bill. So we always have that conversation with clients to make sure we're suiting it around and forward thinking as well, really, because just because we're giving them a 25-year plan doesn't mean they can't change it in the future if needed. They should be able to have that option to look again in 6 months, 12 months, if the circumstances change, to again look at any better quality products, definitions, and things like that, really. So, yeah, I'll shut up. I go on a lot. No,
it's really interesting. That's really good.
Yeah.
Again, we've sort of already touched on it a bit, but I did just want to ask whether protection plans, which offer both immediate and long-term benefits for clients, can help advisors highlight the value of advised protection versus D2C policies.
Yeah, I'm happy to go ahead with that to start off with. Sometimes that is something that we get approached with. An advisor will say, "Look, I've had a client that's trying to go direct. What's the benefits of that versus an intermediated product?" The simple answer is that the intermediated product is completely different from the direct-to-consumer offering. Now, that's with us at Royal London. It may be different with other providers, but the main thing that I would say for clients who, are swithering between an advised process or going direct is, does the client really know the whole protection process and what that entails? They don't. Do they know what an underwriter is? Do they know what a case manager is? Do they know what an AMRA is? Do they know what a declaration of health is? Do they know, what's going to happen with regards to getting medicals booked? No, they don't. But somebody like Emma, who has that expertise, she can really support clients and explain the whole process to them and be with them through that whole journey. When a client tries to go it alone, they are alone. Yeah, and they could get lost in that process and not know what to expect. So that again is where the value of having a quality advisor to support your protection application, talk you through it, can really benefit.
Yeah. Absolutely agree, because we have so many clients come through to us who have been online. They've tried to take out that cover themselves, but then it's so confusing, so difficult. They don't know if they need a joint policy, if it's a decreasing, a level term. So they come off the computer and think, "Oh God, what do I do?" I'll put my number into a gimmicky comparison site, and then they're hounded by calls, unfortunately, from most of the insurers out there, brokers out there. And again, they block the number, and it pushes families further and further away from insurance. So when they come through to ourselves, they're asking the questions, they have time to think, they have time to jiggle around with the quotes. We're there to help them afterwards. I've had 2 clients message me this morning to try and see if we can help, log into the portal, or another lady wanted to see if she could use it for getting a diagnosis for a child who's struggling and she thinks she's got ADHD. Our clients can always come back to us. And also the claim side of it. We had a lady who wasn't a client. She was trying to sort out a claim. 3 months it had been with that insurer. It hadn't been touched. It hadn't been chased. It hadn't been looked at. So I signed over that policy to myself. We got in contact with the insurer, and that claim was paid out within 3 days. So that just shows the benefits of having an experienced advisor who can help support the client through every journey through having that policy in place, and also, more importantly, when they need it and when they do need to make a claim. They don't get that from going direct most of the time. So yeah, use an experienced broker and ask questions and get options and learn about all the benefits there that are there for you as a policy holder. So yeah.
And something to watch out for as well, some of these direct to consumer offerings don't have the inclusive value added benefits that an intermediated product would have. So they can be completely different. The direct to consumer can be stripped back, very basic products. So it's always one to keep an eye on.
No, definitely. I know as someone, I've been writing about this sort of stuff for nearly 2 years now, and it still confuses me if I try and do anything direct to consumer. So yeah, no, I totally understand.
Don't worry, I've been doing this 15 years and there's still things that change every day. There's so many insurers out there, and that's why it's so important to have a quality BDM. Callum is fantastic, and I'm not blowing your own trumpet, but he's always there updating us, any changes, any new benefits that are coming, updates with systems to make it easier for clients. And I'm always shouting about use your BDMs, because they're the ones who will educate us, and then we can give a better service then to our clients as well about that product and insurance. So yeah, shout out to the BDMs, definitely.
Thanks, Emma.
Lovely. Great. Well, I think that's probably all we've got time for this episode, but I've really enjoyed talking to you both, so thank you both so much for joining me.
No problem. Thanks very much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for listening to the 4th episode in our Protection podcast series. Join us for the next episode in the series, where we'll discuss common myths and misconceptions around protection claim processes, and look at what providers can do to give clients the confidence that they'll be there for them when it matters. And if you want tools and resources to help support your protection conversations, visit advisor.royallondon.com/safe hands.